Here we go again with another video. Tyrone, we auto detailing, and today we have an inside and outside of this SUV. So let's go ahead and get started. Generator. Alright, so let's get to it. About to get started on our interior. Yeah, daylight savings. We about to run out of sunlight in about 30 minutes to an hour. So I promised this customer I'll be done in about an hour and a half. So I'm going to be working fast, get it done. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, I'm about to set up my steamer so I can go ahead and get started on the interior detail. fill this water bottle with water, and that's the quickest way we do to fill up our steamer. All right, we got our first water ready to go. One second as we go ahead and get our all-purpose ready to go. All right, so you ready to go? I have my steamer, my rag, my all-purpose cleaner. I'm gonna do a quick interior detail and then head on out to the outside of the vehicle to finish up this detail. The goal is to finish it up within an hour and a half, so we're on the clock, and hopefully we can get it done in time so the customer can be able to do whatever they need to do for the rest of this evening. So while my steamer is heating up, I'm gonna go ahead and start my interior wipe down with just using my brush and my two rags here and my spray. So I always start with doing a light spray and get in between all the cracks here. Yeah. We gotta. One thing I learned is some people they don't get their brushes uh, soaked enough to allow to get deep in the cracks. So yeah, just make sure when you do this, make sure you're actually soaking your thing so that it actually has uh, that leftover to actually leave suds and get actually in between your cracks. That's the key part of your interior detail because most customers want to see what's in between the cracks of your vehicle. And if you don't get in between the cracks of their vehicle, they don't feel like their car's clean. So it's definitely important to do that, which is making sure if you're going to use a brush that you get completely wet so that when you wipe it down, you don't leave any dust in between the cracks of the vehicle. And then I have my dry rag just to remove any uh, water spots or anything off of the plastic. But I'm gonna move this on the other side so that you all can see me as I get through the rest of this interior detail. All right, so I'm gonna use the same method, but now I'm just cleaning all the other parts of the vehicle. All right, my steamer is ready to go, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my steamer to finish up the rest of this and possibly get through this interior a lot faster. So since my steamer is ready to go, I'm gonna just a few more seconds for it all the way here. Go ahead and use my brush to just tighten up the first last few areas where the cracks are. I'm gonna get that real good. Now my steamer should be there. So yeah, steamer is doing a good job here, getting in between all those cracks. So now I just need to wipe everything off, make sure it's dry, and I can move on to the back and finish up this interior detail. This car had a lot of dust on it, so it's very a good idea to keep your steamer because it helps you get that dust out pretty fast. And all you have to do is just do a light wipe down to get all the areas dried up, and then use your dry rack to remove any smears that you may have that's left over. So that's what you see me doing, just wiping the interior down, getting in between all the cracks, making sure there's no dust or grime left over, cleaning that steering wheel up. Now I got my dry rag, and now I'm just moving all the streaks out of the plastic and glass so it looks clean like a glassy finish. And, and we're gonna move on to the rest of this car so we can move on. So the rest of the car should be pretty smooth because that's usually the most detailed part outside of the middle console, which is what we're gonna start working on now. So the middle console is everything that's right here in front of this in the middle part right here. And basically what you want to do is clean it the same way. Of course, there's a little bit more cracks here. So what you see me doing now from just cleaning the middle console, trying to get everything as clean as possible. I'm not using my steamer just yet because right now I'm just focused on getting everything out of the cracks. Also, the steamer blows out water, so you just want to be careful not to just blow out water everywhere for no reason. So that's why you see me just using my steamer first to get everything clean. My brush, get everything clean and good to go. And then I just do a light spray with my steamer, and then I can go ahead and dry it on up. So that's the simple process. It's not nothing too fancy, but you do gotta kind of know what you're doing in order to like not overbear it with steam and water and all that kind of stuff too. So, so if y'all have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. I'm gonna be switching over in a few minutes. Check out and see if y'all had anything to say. So definitely ask away. All right, so while that's still drying, I'm gonna just tighten up in between these um, air vents. Make sure that's all good and dry. The stereo right here, make sure that's dry, and just polish up this a little bit. Get that chrome looking good. Uh, I'm gonna drop this in here and just close that up. And this is the last part of the middle console, so let's go ahead and knock that out. All right, so that's all we have for you on the middle console. I may have to get a new rag just to touch it up, as I see that this rag that I'm using is kind of a little bit too wet now, so it's not really doing a good job on the removing the smears off the plastic and whatnot. So for the seats, I use my brush and I just brush the seats really good and the cracks, and then I come back with my steamer as well, get a nice little clean, make sure I get in between those holes and everything, and just wipe it out. And that's the process there. And this is just a maintenance, so we don't have any shampooing going on here. But if I do see some areas, I will possibly steam it out. As these seats has like little holes in them, so I just cleaned them out. So that's it for the front seat. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the rest of the vehicle and try to knock this out. In the process, I'm gonna go ahead and grab another rag because this one is starting to be worn out and get too wet. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna try to blaze through the rest of this vehicle so we can get on the outside before we lose our sunlight. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the steamer on the back seat to get it going. Not trying to waste any time here since we're on a light time schedule. So we're gonna go ahead and get with it. Moving those smears, as I talked about earlier, and onto the next part of the vehicle. So that's just how, as I detail my cars, uh, the steamer helps out a lot. The brush helps out a lot, and having two rods also helps a lot as you're going through it. Sometimes you may have to use three, as I'm using now. So the goal is to wipe down every surface as fast as you can, but also removing anything from the cracks of the vehicle, and also making sure the car looks clean as well. So by wiping down every area of the vehicle and you're giving it a decontamination because of the spray that I'm using, the whole car will have a clean, nice look and smell by the time I'm done with it. And that's all you need in order to keep your customers happy. And that's kind of all they're looking for when it comes to the interior, unless they have like stains or anything like that on their vehicle. So only thing I'm doing now is just going around the whole car, giving it a nice wipe down. Let's knock these seats up. The goal is to vacuum out this area as best way as possible so that when it's time to wipe it down, you don't have too much of anything within the middle of the cracks of the seat. So you can just kind of just wipe it and move on. So that's the goal, but of course that's not always the case. So, all right, this vehicle has a third row, so we always clean our third rows uh, of our vehicles. We like to make sure every area is clean. And over time, you kind of get familiar with how these vehicles work. So a lot of the areas I don't miss because of the fact that I've been washing cars every day for years now, and I know what to look for, and I know what areas to clean. So it's easier for me to do a better job because I'm not missing spots because I wash these cars often. So right now, I'm just focusing on wiping it down as fast as I can so I can get on the outside and finish this one up. This client has a birthday today, so this guy's wife is cleaning it for him or getting his car cleaned for him for his birthday. So if you all are in Atlanta and y'all looking for a birthday gift, definitely check us out. We got gift cards, or you can just book the appointment for us, and we'll make sure we get to our appointments and take care of your people. All right, so let's go ahead and finish this up. All right, so I'm gonna just adjust this so y'all can get a nice view. All right, so as I get finished up, I realize that I forgot this back TV back here, so reach over, clean the TVs for them, just in case they have kids and have it looking nice for the kids. Yeah, there you go. But same process, nothing changed. After doing this so many times, you kind of get this process become ingrained in your memory. So as you continue to detail cars, you'll find that it's like muscle memory now, and every step of your process is the same, so you will never really miss any spots because it's kind of like a muscle memory now. Everything that you do, so that's how I have continued to, stay the best at what I do and do a good job on all the cars that I do because I do every car the same, and everything is like a muscle memory to me now. Uh, yeah. So you want to be careful with that steamer when you start spraying stuff or getting close to the leather because the leather can burn. So you want to make sure when you actually steaming leather and everything that you're not, putting too much heat on it right then and there like that. So just a small tip. I've been doing it for a while, so I can kind of tell how much heat is too much heat and what's not. So we got about maybe 45 minutes, 30 minutes left on sunlight. So I'll be done with the interior in about maybe 10 minutes, and I'll be ready to work on the exterior, which would pretty much finish us off. So far, we were good. We got good timing, so appreciate y'all for hanging out, hanging in there with us. All right, now so we moving along pretty fast. All right, like I said, we got to make sure we hit every area. Make sure we're not missing any spots. And if I do, I know y'all gonna point it out to me. So, all right, we on our last stretch for the interior wipe down. So let's keep it going. Let's get a poll going. How often do you wash your cars? Weekly, MON, monthly, yearly. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. So when you spraying your brush, make sure you spraying your actual brush and not the actual doors itself. I mean, you can sometimes, but if you're going to spray the actual door, make sure you keep your distance so you can. It's like a mist as opposed to like a full spray. You don't want to like spray your chemical too deep on the plastic. Some chemicals are too harsh for it. Others, it's just you want to be careful on how often you spray. I know that this chemical won't do any damage, but even so, even on like newer cars, I try not to spray directly on the material of the vehicle. But on the older cars, I would sometimes because I know it's not going to cause any damage, and it helps me do a better job on the interior right down. So just keep that in mind. All right. All right. So this is the last stretch of the interior wipe down before we move on. All right, so go ahead and do my interior door jams, finish it up. Engine, nah, we're not doing the engine cleaning, Alex. We doing the outside, inside on this. All right, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Finishing up this detail, decent timing. All right, so I done the door jams. What's next is probably going to be, let's see, I want to go ahead and put my paper mats in right now as opposed to later. The reason why is because I don't know what's going to happen when the sun goes down, and I just want to kind of like take care of that part now for some reason. So let's go ahead and put my. Actually, I can't because I have to clean the floor mat. So for right now, let's go ahead and close that down. Put my mat sit in front of the car. Go ahead and put my vacuum back in the vehicle. All right. All right. So it's time for the pre-wash. Let's rinse out the car.